taking them to that level that's expected at that level. All right, it's joining us live now on the show. Hello, good afternoon. I hope you still afternoon in Switzerland.
Yeah, good afternoon. It's afternoon. Yes, it's just 1 hour different.
All right. So, you sound good today. What's the secret?
Yeah, the weather is very. We have a lot of sunshine here today. We are now in spring, and when it's spring, you see you have 20, 18, 19 degree. On today we have a special concert in very close to me, 10 minutes away from me in Winterthur. We call it Afro Fence. Afro Fence is about African coming together with their culture, play music. After the music, people go to different location to go and shake their body and their stress out.
So I can see the excitement in your voice. You're actually looking forward to those moments you spend in Lagos. By the way, you are a former superstars footballer before you leave the country.
Yep.
Do you miss those days? Do you miss those days?
Yeah, I do miss those days because there's a tradition in stationery stores which is about the flaming flamingo with the maroon and gold. When you are playing, you see the supporters making you to feel special in the field of play. And when you are working in the city of Lagos as a flamingo players, everyone that knows you, they give you the kind of different type of nickname. They want to meet you. It's not like before. It's not like before anymore because those days you as a professional player, when you walk in the street, you feel like you're at your very top, and the supporters makes you to play beyond your own capacity.
Okay, and those days I know we produced lots of players that plays in the under 17 that still play professional football, but in these days it's more of academy players playing under 17 because of the MRI scan. Lots of people believe that those days that most of the players that will paraded will have failed the MRI, and that we can't actually call our success of those years as the real success of this success achieved by true under 17, but that's not our focus. Our focus is how can we manage the MRI and still produce players that can play at the level of under 17 football needed to qualify and do well at the FIFA World Cup.
First and foremost, if we want to talk about the MRI, we all know that it's because of age cheating they introduced us to our continent, and which we all know that just as you said, at the past we have been playing with overage players. Not only Nigeria, most of the African countries, the Asian and South American has been doing the same. With the MRI, the only way you can control it perfectly that you don't have to have the same problem is there are there are two factors we have to look into. First and foremost, the country itself have to be infrastructure. Infrastructure have to take place. When there's no infrastructure, there's no data basics where you can collect the age of every individual, where you can be able to store it and manage it permanently. So if that cannot be happened, then that definitely you're going to continue to have age cheating. So, but now if you want to, because that one is going to take a long process to infrastructure, that means you have to infrastructure. The country itself have to be infrastructure. To do the infrastructure. So the only way you can go into it now to limit the age cheating is we have to go to functional structure from the federation, NFF, and to the FA. The FA has a major role to play. The major role that the FA have to play, because the NFF has already introduced youths under 17, which they played the previous one, that's just the past one they just played, is very, very important. It's very good, this youth under 17. But why the FA have to come in, they have to support the NFF in that every state have to have a regional league. They can do it like the way we do it in the Western world. They have under 13, under 14, under 17, under 12, under 10. So if we cannot go from under 8, from 5, 8, 10 upward, we can start with under 12, under 14, under 15, under 17. That every state have to have its own youth league, that they will be playing their league, district. Every district have to have their youth league that they can be playing together before they can go to regional league, where every champion that comes out from the youth league in that state, they can represent their state and go to the other state, the regional state, interstate, to go and play themselves. From there, you can have continuous videoing of the match, and also control that. There you can also control ages who can be able to play that league, because the FA will have to make sure that people that are registering, they have to bring their birth certificate, they have to follow the birth certificate to be able to see if the people are really of that age. From that catch then young, it will make it more easier, because I could remember when I was young, we are playing youth competition in Lagos State, whereby I was lucky to be one of those that represent Lagos State under 13 through Coach Ade Babes in stationary in stadium or youth under 13. From there, I went to Coach Tella in Agege for Lagos State under 13. And the youth fund is also there doing our own young age. But at the moment right now, there's nothing like that. This competition is no more. We also have school football that can be able to catch them young through the school football. But now that they have academy, it's also a plus, because I see that I read one time what I has in the news that the NFF, they want to relegate the academy. They don't want everyone to have academy. So if they can do that, that means that it can also help us to function in this MRI system, that every academy that want to play in the academy, anybody that want to form academy or that want to play in the league system of the state, they have to bring their players age certificates that they have to follow up. When did he go to which class is he in now, which school is he going to? They can go and do verification from every player that comes out of the academy. I think from that moment we can be able to function in this direction, because FA and local government have a very vital role to play if we want to do this. Also, or the Minister of Education, that they have to try, and the Commissioner of Sports in every state have to also try as much as possible to follow up football, especially in the states, so that they can be able to help them to function in the right direction. Without that, if we leave everything in the hand of the NFF, it's not going to work, because state FA has a very big power and a very big part to play to help the MRI to function in Nigeria. Without that, we'll still have the same problem, because now that is MRI, it will be difficult for us now to dominate the under 17 or under 20 national team.
With this functional structure that you just explained, surely we are going to be having lots of players being thrown up, and scouting and the rest will follow. Then probably we'll start looking at picking the best of the best. I can understand what this functional structure can give us. But I'm looking at coaching. Is there any difference between coaching structure for under 17 and professional footballers? Under 17, I know the basics and the rest have to be there. Do we have special classes of coaches that can take under 17 rather than the way we've been having everybody coming to apply or coach under 17 here?
You see, also like what I explained before from the functional structure. See, before you can coach on any age category, there must be a level of coaching certificate you have obtained. Here in Europe, if you get your NIS, that means you can only coach from age 5 to age 7. When you get to you get your UEFA's Diploma C, that means you can only coach to under 14, under 12. Under 14, under 12, we have two different types of under 14, under 12. That is the mistake that many people are doing. When you say, like I said, a regional under 12. Regional under 12 is not a professional under 12. They are just a under 12 that play in the district, interstate match, interstate league. But the professional one is this one that we did before in the NFF did through the sport manager, this league manager, which is Honorable Egbele. They did very good job in that aspect. But what they have to do mostly is this in professional side, that Yimba or this big state, the team that is playing MPFF, what they have to do is any coach that is going to coach that on the 17, you have to have minimum of B UEFA license. That means CAF B to coach that category. That is what is happening here in Europe. There is a standard where your diploma can coach, which that means they want to get the best of the best coaches to handle every category. But in our own case, reverse is the case. In Nigeria, there you see some even coaches they don't have even training license. Some coaches have only NIS. They will go and sit on the bench and coaching the players. They may have the idea of how it goes, but they have the They may have the practical idea, but they don't have the theory, because the theory give edge, give space to the practical. Because without the theory, there is no practical. The theory, that is why you have to always upgrade yourself. That's why you have to always go to for courses for you to get the new information for what is invoked now in current system in football.
All right, and this will take some years. We have to wait for those years before we start competing again the way we used to compete at this age competition. What can we do in the short term that can get us back to this level of winning the under-17 FIFA World Cup? Because we've been struggling to even qualify for those World Cup now.
That's why I said that functional structure. That is the what we can do right now that can make us now to compete as quick as possible, is to make sure that every professional club in Nigeria, just like the way they have under 17, they should also have another 2 grade under 17, which is the 15 and the 13, which will be playing state league. There will be regional league, regional league, which the states that is close together, like the west as part of the country, the east part of the country, the north part of the country, they will engage in this tournament, this league in their own region. After, the best team there will represent every region. It may be 4 region, it may be 6 region. Then the best team that won there, they will go to a venue, just the way they did in under 17, to play against each other. The only team that can make it possible is the professional side, because the professional side can be able to control. The professional side can be able to help one way or the other to fight for the finance aspect of it. But the FA has a very big role to play, not the NFF alone. The FA is has the more power than the NFF. NFF can only accept what their request, but if the FA did not compile to that system, it's not going to work. That is the only way we can get it under 17. Just like what we saw, we have a future Eagles under 15 I saw the national team. That is okay like that, but where did they gather the players from? That's another question. Where did they catch them from? We have more than 36 states in Nigeria. Where did they catch them? Is it only in Abuja? Did they go to other states to go and look for the players? But if you put this league under 13 and under 15 in place, it will help us now to be able to meet the standard of the Europeans, because the Europeans, they profit from their youth team. Without the youth team, the professional team has no productivity.
All right, that's more or less like giving us a blueprint. I hope the authorities are listening to you. Maybe we'll quickly look at the Super Eagles. Finidi George has the job already, and he has his assistant and all of that. But some of the issues that came up was the fact that Michael Essien, the current under-19 coach of the United States of America national football team, was supposed to be among the backroom staff of Finidi George. But he said the kind of contract in terms of remuneration they are discussing with him wasn't just good enough. I can understand he coaches in the United States, where the dollars must have been coming in regularly. What does it take for you guys abroad to come home and help living your lucrative job?
It doesn't take much for you to come back home to help your mother's land. Like Essien that you said, it's well understood that he have a national team job under 19 that is in the country that is well structured, in country that there is a lot of guarantee and a backup from the federation and also from the government. Coming back, leaving that job and come and take the Super Eagles job that you're going to pay as you come. As you come, that's how you're going to get your money. They may tell you today you are not going to come for the next match. Then you leave that kind of opportunity that you are coaching a whole country. You are not coaching a club side now. You are coaching a country under 19. It's a very big privilege for him to have that. It's not. It is 1 out of 100 that can have that kind of opportunity as an African man that is living in diaspora. So now, for coming back home to come and do such a job, it's going to be like you are like me now as a club, as I'm coaching the club side. If they give me that kind of offer, I will not hesitate, because I know that I have a job. As long as I can keep my job here and come back home and support that the George Finidi, then I will take that. I will take that job. But if I'm coaching a national, if they told me to leave my club side and come down there and come and support Finidi for pay as you come, no, me too, I will reject it, because my dignity and my integrity is involved.
Okay, so Finidi has been given a contract of 2 years, qualify us for the Nations Cup, take us to semi-finals, qualify for the World Cup, take us to quarterfinals. But he has to start this June when South Africa come to town and will travel away to Benin Republic. If you are in Finidi's shoes, how will you approach these first 2 games, being your first time that will be taking a substantial job as big as Super Eagles in your career?
Yeah, first and foremost, the job is not the first time from Finidi. Finidi is there for 20 years, 20 months as an assistant. He knows the players. If I'm in the position of Finidi, that is the first thing. Second thing is he has also go for 2 friendly matches, international friendly matches, which he take part of it. So the only way I can approach this type of game that is now a qualifying match for the World Cup. First and foremost, I will go back to the previous Nations Cup. Look how we play against South Africa. What are the strength and the weakness? My boss, where did he do the mistake that the South Africa almost said win us until we have lucky to beat South Africa in a 2 penalty shootout. And secondly, I will also look at it as a head coach now. The 2 friendly match I play against Ghana and against Mali. First of all, I won against Ghana 2-1, but the match was not suitable because the first 20 minutes I dominated the game. The rest of the minutes, the opponent dominated the game. Where I, as a coach, did mistake. What was my game plan? What was my approach to the game? Did I start with high pressing, then later I go to low pressing or low block? Those are those things that you have to do your homework as a coach. First of all, take the blame. Look at where you do the mistake, where you have to put your own input as a coach to motivate the players, to make the players to bring their A game. That is the first. Second game, okay, now I won against Ghana. Congratulations to me. But am I happy the kind of game we play, that we sit back for the almost 30 minutes, even with 1 man down? Then that is where you're going to ask yourself, what are the personnel I use? What are the mentality of individual player and with the ball and without the ball? Which of the changes I made that cost me the pressure? That is where I'm going to look into. Then I look at the second match that I play against Mali. I lost 2-0 and Mali dominates the game for 90 minutes. What are the problems that occur in that match that we could not be able to pass 3 for 5 passes together? So now you have to do your homework to go back to the drawing board and to be able to look every individual player. What is their input? What is their part? What is the part they play? Is it my tactical input is not good? Is it my technical input was bad? Or is what the way I asked them to play to move the ball is what the mistake is? Then this is where now I'm going to work on, and that is will help me to invite the right player with the right state of mind that can bring the mentality, because he was there for 20 months. He knows the mentality of every individual player in training and in match day. Preparation, a day to preparation. What are the attitude of the player? What are the character they put in the field of play and out of off the field of play? Those are the things as a coach, that is where coach management comes in. Then that can to help you now to have a real game plan and the real personnel to carry the objective, which is to go there to win South Africa in your own soil and go back to the Benin and go and win Benin 2 there in their own soil.
All right, we'll be looking into all of this with another eye. Maybe after those 2 matches, surely we will be getting feedback from you as a technical person, because we actually enjoyed the way you analyzed for us during the Nations Cup. Almost everything you said about U17's approach to our games before the matches almost come true when we play our game. Maybe this time around, Coach Finidi just is also listening, and we'll have taken 1 or 2 things from your advice. Thanks so much, Coach Adeyemi, for being part of the show this afternoon.
It's also a pleasure to be here, Mr. Shola. Thank you for having me. Thank you for everyone in the. I say greeting to all in the studio and all Nigeria, patriotic Nigeria back home. I say happy weekend to every one of us, and we hope that for George Finidi can take us to the promised land.
Amen. Thanks so much for being part of the show this afternoon.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me always.